Welcome to Salt Lake City, where the mighty Utah student section is ready to turn this place into a cauldron of noise. Rice-Eccles Stadium, home to the Utah Utes. What a game and what potential drama we have in store. You've seen this script before. Top 10 team goes into a cauldron of emotion on the road and just hopes to be able to get out and tell about it. As we'll see the number 4 team in the country, the Cincinnati Bearcats, taking on the 21st ranked team in the land, the Utah Utes. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. And the Bearcats will get us started with the opening kickoff. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So the Utah Utes offense will take the first swing of the game. And here he comes, the guy who pulls all the strings in this attack.
And I think what makes him so unique, he has such a good understanding of this offense, always seems to know what the answer is to the test.
Always in control. The receivers know they're going to get the football. Everybody believes in this dude.
Quarterback on the keeper. Nowhere to run on that one. He loses 4 on the carry.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going and handing the ball off.
Give to the running back. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. They've made third down offense a key. It'll be tested on 3rd and long from the 28. From the gun, wants to pass. Complete downfield. And he gets it to the 44-yard line. It'll be a first down. And the Utes come to the line with a fresh set of downs. DB's locked up tight on the receivers. The give to the single back. You'll take 4 yards on first down every time, 2nd and 6. When you reach this point in the season, these types of games, top 25 matchups, really determine whether you're going to be a contender.
Yeah, and really show what you're going to be the rest of the season. How are you going to finish strong throughout the season? You know, the first part of the season, now getting to the middle of the season, Palmer, getting a chance to show what you're about so you can finish strong.
It's a resume builder, no doubt about it. And really, there's been so much anticipation building up to this top 25 matchup. So which team can control their emotions, I think, goes a long way in who wins this one.
And boy, is he close to that first down, maybe just a couple of inches short. The Utes will punt it away on 4th down. He ought to be able to use this first punt to pin him deep. First run of the day is off. He was called on 3 times in that victory last week. The Bearcats offense has its first opportunity of the day. One thing to keep an eye on in this game, when they get a back isolated on a linebacker, who wins that matchup?
Quarterback likes the matchup, but this linebacker, he's different, man. Not only is he a hitter, he's got the athleticism to cover people, too.
Normally you say that's a win for the running back. A running back on a linebacker, I win. But this guy is different. Interested to watch this matchup.
Good job running tough and behind his pads as he gets up to the 38-yard line. This crowd bringing the energy and noise early. Oh, what a move to get open. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
Man, who says you can't run up the middle anymore, right? Everybody thinks, I got to make big plays. I got to go way out to the left, way out to the right, way out in space. Nope, right down the middle. Nice blocking. How about the running back? You could tell the speed, the wheels, does a great job getting down the field, making a huge rushing play.
Sweet feet on the move. And he'll pick up the first down after a tough run there.
I think it's really important for this offense. They get this guy going early in the game, and they're doing a nice job of that right now. Remember, he's the kind of running back who gets better as the game goes on. That's a really good omen for this offense, considering his success now early.
Running back searching for a hole. Dances away from one. And they'll finally get him down after a terrific pickup.
First down, you know you always want to establish the running game. How about this offense? Nothing fancy. Run the football, be physical, get a big gain.
Out of the gun, the inside handoff, looking for a crease. And maybe they want to try somewhere else because there is nothing doing in the middle of this defense. The noise level is relentless here on 2nd down. They've softened them up with a run. Now to throw it. Gets rid of it. It's complete to the right.
Man, this guy's going to need some water when he gets to the sidelines. They've been putting him to work on this drive, right? You've seen him toting the rock with success. Now you're seeing him get involved in the passing game, too. They are highlighting his versatility here on this drive.
To the ground with the back. Fights off a defender. He's brought down, but he's got him inside the 10. First and goal from the 8.
And this offense has really gotten to a nice rhythm here on their opening drive of the game. Running the ball, getting it down now into a goal-to-go situation. They really have established a bit of a physicality here early. Let's see if they can keep that up.
The Bearcats in the hurry-up. Got it back on second and goal. And he takes it to the house. Touchdown, Cincinnati!
And they just keep feeding it to their workhorse back to open this game. Great job in the open field. He's got tremendous vision. He can make people miss. You saw all of that on display here in the opening drive.
They'll try to tack one more on their score. And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. They took it 68 yards on that drive, and they closed the deal, pushing their way inches into the end zone. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. Utah has it back on the offense coming onto the field. They hope to be able to cash in on this drive, David, after having to punt it last time.
Yeah, and I think this offense needs to start it with the first play. You need to be successful and productive on that first play, and it gets you in less predictable situations.
No doubt, too. Don't you just feel like there's a little bit more sense of urgency on this drive? It just feels like they've got to be able to put some points up on the board here.
6-yard pickup on first down leaves them with 2nd and 4. Motion from the offense. The give to the back. Not much he could do there. Does pick up 2 to the 34.
All right, well, the offense here, they're trying to get this run game established. They obviously don't break off a long run there, but they're just trying to find their footing at this point.
They'll try to drive ahead on 3rd and short. And he's down at the 41. That's a first down.
And that's got to feel good if you're the offense, because 3rd down has been a bit of a problem all season long, but you love the way they're executing at this point, finding ways to keep the chains moving.
He's looking to throw it. Quick strike complete. Stop is made at the 44, but it's a 15-yard gain and a first down. And the Utes are moving quickly down the field. From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. Gets him down at the 30 after a 15-yard pickup. They are threatening, and they have a first down.
First down, physicality wins football games. Being able to run the football and create balance. And right here, just choose up another first down. Gives you another chance to maybe continue to run the football.
And I feel like this guy, too, is just an explosive play.
Time running out, and he goes down at the 34.
You know, one of the tricky parts with play action for a quarterback is that when you turn your back to the defense to sell the play fake, you have no idea what's going on behind you. You don't know what the coverage has become, and you don't know which D linemen have won their one-on-ones. The worst thing is you turn around after the play fake, and bam! That defender's right in your face.
And a nice job by the running back, finding space, getting downhill, making a good run. Great job finishing with his pads.
They go to the ground. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Defense is about firing off, hitting the offensive guys and staying in your gaps. Everybody knowing where they're supposed to be. You could tell the defense, everyone was right where they're supposed to be, nowhere to run.
Never a doubt.
And 3 more on the board, and this kicker is starting to get a reputation starting off the season. Hasn't missed yet. Nice to have a guy that you can really, really depend on.
He'll bring it back from inside the 15. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. Here comes the Cincinnati offense back on the field. If you you like old-fashioned, grind-it-up, run-over-'em football, that last touchdown drive was for you, Jesse.
That was impressive, man. Great blocking up front and tough physical running by these ball carriers, David.
And now you wonder how the defense responds. Like, are they going to get way more aggressive to try to stop the run? I got to do something to break the rhythm of that running game.
It's an offense that takes pride in being physical. They try to get it going on the ground, but no gain on that one.
Just nowhere to run, not a lot of wiggle room for the ball carrier.
This defense came in knowing that they had to match their physicality.
And that pass picked off. He'll try to take it back. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
Well, we know these are slick conditions today in this game. Wide receiver just didn't seem to really get a good grasp on the ball when it hit his hands. Didn't stick right away. There's a bit of a bobble, and because of it, the defense able to come away with the pick.
And the defense makes the stop after a minimal gain. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game.
Offensive linemen love to run the power. Why? You run power. You run power. Then you can play action. You don't want that defense to be sitting there saying, it's a pass, having to pass block every play. You got to keep defenses off balance.
Trying play action. Getting some heat. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. They'll send out the kicker here. And after putting an earlier field goal up, they'll try it again, this time a 45-yarder. Didn't make him sweat at all. It's good.
And he knocks another one through. And how about this kicker? Good way to start off your season, right? Like, what do you have at the spot? Sometimes you don't know. Can he make those kicks? Starting off, hasn't missed one yet. Been very dependable for the squad.
Looking for an alley from inside his own 10. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. The Bearcat offense ready to go back to work. After that last pick, David, they really need to take care of the ball this time.
No doubt. And Palmer, I want to know what Spurrier said to you on the sideline after.
And the Heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Dialing up a 2nd down pass play. And that falls incomplete as they tried to wrap up the first quarter with a bang, but the incomplete pass takes us to the 2nd quarter. How about these two running games so far? Dominance on the ground as we look at the first quarter stats. Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on 3rd down. Coming after it. Takes a hit as he fires. Then pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Yeah, this offense might want to think about moving the launch point for this QB, because if you take hits like that from the pocket, it's really tough to complete passes.
On 4th down, they're taking to the air. Trying to make magic with his feet. He's not going to get there. Stop short on 4th down.
There are analytics out there in college football that say maybe you can go for that at that point of the field here in the first half. It's still early. If you don't get it, you can come back later in the game, make it up, score some more points, and that mistake will be erased. The problem is right now at this juncture of the game, that was a big-time error. The fact that you didn't get that, you're now gifting your opponent points.
And a great job by the offensive line. If you're going to run the ball right up the middle, you better control the line of scrimmage. You can see the center, the guard, the tackles doing a good job getting on their guys just enough where this running back can get into space and make the big game.
And a quick completion, an even quicker loss. The defense was right there to knock him down. Can the D deny them on 2nd and goal? Movement here from the tight end. The run up the middle, trying to steamroll his way in. And he's sprinting. He'll take it all the way. Touchdown, Utah! Well, somebody's been doing their box jumps.
Wait, Ryan, getting up in the air. Hey, listen, I'm taking a picture of that, saving it. That might be my screensaver on my phone. That vertical way up in the air.
And he did make that extra point, no issue with the treacherous footing. And he hauls it in, and everybody's on the edge of their seats. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Here comes the Cincinnati offense back on the field. What a turn that last drive was. Didn't pick up the 4th down, and it led to the scoring drive, David.
Yeah, and those are frustrating because
off he goes. He's piled up 87 yards on the ground, and that's just another routine day for this guy who's been among the nation's leaders in rushing all season long. Now you got to think they'll really go on the attack. Big play has him set up 1st and 10 from the 48. He's got his man.
Hey, I'll tell you what, that slot receiver, he may not be the biggest receiver in the world, but he is shifty, and he runs really good routes. You saw it on that play.
Offense gets set for 2nd down. Now the quarterback changing the original play call. Scrambling away. Got room at the 35. They finally corral him, but he turns that into a big gain and a 1st down.
it's just so hard to stop. There is no rhyme. There is no reason. He just scrambles around, makes people miss, and the next thing you know, you look up and he's 20, 30 yards down the field, and there's nothing you can do about it.
They pull him down at the 17 after a pickup of 3.
I like feeding my guy. I like getting my running back touches, feeding the ball so he can break some of those big runs, but I'm also okay with these little ones. Set the tone, stay balanced.
Not enough space. He's run out of bounds after the big gain, and they are in business, 1st and goal.
It's really hard on a defense to drop back and know it's pass. And then a quarterback like that, he just has the ability to pull it down and just, bam, shoot through a hole.
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Bearcats.
Wow, this offense, they have a lot of faith in this running back, knowing if they get down in this area of the field, he can get it done and he can answer the bell. 2 rushing touchdowns already for this offense.
And the extra point gives them the lead of 14-13. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The Utah offense returns ready to go back on the attack. Back and forth we go on these last couple of drives, David. Everybody moving the ball.
Man, these offenses are in a rhythm. Everything they're doing right now is working. A lot of scoring. This puts a lot more pressure on your offense, Palmer, when you walk on the field.
And at this point, too, David, which defense can break serve, right? Who can get a stop? That's what it feels like is going to be the determining factor in this game.
Leaves it with the running back. Finds a little bit of space, gets 3 to the 22. If they can convert here, that type of play can really give you a shot of momentum. On 3rd down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. On target to the left. Just what they were looking for to get this drive rolling. They're out to the 35. The Utes getting set on 1st and 10. Here's the handoff. Always quick to make the move, and he's out to the 39.
I like it. Just frustrate the defense. Give that 5 to 6 yards. Make them honor the run. Make them know that you're willing to run the football and run it effectively.
Defense in press coverage. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Finds the tight end. And that was some kind of collision between a couple of big bodies there, and he stopped from getting the 1st down. As they come to the line on 3rd and short from the 43, I wonder if they already know they'll go for it if they don't make it here. To the ground to try to move the chains. Found enough room to get it into enemy territory. They're down at the 43-yard line.
You know, they pride themselves on being physical at the point of attack, dominating at the line of scrimmage. Nice job there picking up the 1st down.
Fires to the big fella. Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a 1st down. Fresh set of downs after the completion. Coming out on 1st down with the play fake. Fires to the wideout. Got it in the middle, it's Graves. The tackle is made, but he's got it 1st and goal from the 6. The offense threatening, close to the end zone now with a new set of downs. They'll use the running game on 1st and goal. He'll be brought down at the 5-yard line, and this defense is on its heels. Offense trying to pay it off on 2nd and goal. They'll keep it on the ground, right up the gut, looking for 6. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Utes! A methodical drive, soul-crushing, spirit-breaking, and it ends in a touchdown.
And listen, I know everybody wants the big plays, the big, long touchdowns and all that stuff, but putting a drive together like that is very difficult to do time and time again, and it's demoralizing for the defense. Great drive by the offense.
Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. The Bearcat offense ready to go back to work. Now they need to put something together to answer that last score.
There's a lot of pressure, too, on this offense to have to execute at a high level. They've got to score points, David, but they can't go too fast because their defense right now is tired.
And I think that's the difficulty being a play caller. Like, I have to balance all of those things. My defense is a little bit tired. I can't get on the field, but I got to be aggressive because this is a back-and-forth type game, so a lot to process and think about.
Finds his big tight end. He's run out of bounds, but not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a 1st down. And now a fresh set of downs for this offense. They'll throw it on 1st down. Flushed out of the pocket. He'll pull it down. At the 40, there he goes. And chunk plays are the name of the game, and they get one here before the defense finally makes the stop. The clock has reached the 2-minute mark, and they have a chance to at least cut into this lead before the break. It's one thing to get that huge play. Now you got to cash it in with 6. 1st and 10 from the 24. Jukes his way for more. He now has 106 yards rushing, and that should be no surprise. He's been among the nation's elite all season. Now down to the 12-yard line. It's 1st down. They're getting this guy lathered up. Second down coming up on this red zone opportunity. From the gun, the running back tries to hit the hole. He bullies his way all the way down to the 5-yard line. IndyCar tempo as they head to the line for this 3rd down play. Clock running. They'll try to pick it up on the ground. Touchdown, Bearcats! And these offenses are clicking already.
The identity of this offense is their ability to run the football. They're doing that in this game. That's now 3 rushing touchdowns on the day.
Ready to try the point after. And the extra point puts them on top by 1. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Guys, let's take a look at what's happening in a great college football matchup. ULM is currently ahead in this one inside a jam-packed Malone Stadium, but they've struggled to really pull away. They're up by 7 over South Alabama. We'll circle back if anything big happens you need to know about.
Thanks for the update on that one, Kevin. Let us know when it goes final. He'll come out throwing on 1st down. Grabbed in the middle. It's French. A timeout is called as this offense tries to find a way to get more points on the board before the half. They'll line up for a 2nd down play. He's looking to throw. Unloads to the wideout. Snagged in the middle. It's Graves. And it is a chunk play. A huge gain on that one before the defense brings it to an end. Corners showing press. They want to be physical here. Looking to scramble. He's going to take off. Good execution. They move the sticks, and they've got it at the 33.
This is why everybody grows up and wants to be an offensive coordinator and not a defensive coordinator, because he can do that. He drops back. He's supposed to pass, but you know what? I'll just scramble around, and I'll just go get plenty of yards and pick them up and put them down. And I'm faster than most of your other guys, too, so good luck stopping.
Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half. And here comes the offense on second down. He's looking to throw. Quarterback moving. They make the stop, but he knew exactly how much he needed and where he needed to get for that first down. And the Utes with the 1st and 10. He's going to pass. Zings it complete to the right. They get him down, but this offense is set up 1st and goal from the 9. Here's the snap, looking to throw. That one will be incomplete, and we are down to 10 seconds to go. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. On second down, he'll fire. And that ball is caught in the back of the end zone box. The officials are signaling incomplete. He was out of bounds.
Well, the defense is making some big plays here right up against their own goal line. They forced 2 straight incompletions, now setting up 3rd down. You're expecting pass again. Is this a situation where they're going to want to blitz, or do they stay back, play zone, and try to break on the ball?
Lets it go to the end zone. And it's caught. Touchdown, Utah.
And I just love the execution by this offense. Late in the half, man, you want to take the lead. You want to get that momentum on your side, and they do it. They finish it with the passing game. I'll tell you what, keep that passing game up. You can keep this lead, keep the momentum, and keep putting up numbers.
He'll start the return inside his 5. They make the stop, and that is the end of the first half. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update.
All right, guys, a delightful first 2 quarters today from there in Salt Lake City.
The Utes will try to kick this one deep to get things underway in the second half. And he's going to bring it out. Gets it out to the 20, about 5 yards short of where he'd be if he'd just taken a knee in the end zone. Here comes the Cincinnati offense back on the field. They start this third quarter one-possession game and hoping to get an early drive going.
This offense is ready, and they're ready to take the field here and see if they can get something established. They don't have to change everything and reinvent the wheel. They've had some successes in the first half, so let's get that continued here on the opening drive.
Yeah, and I love getting that break at half to go talk with my coaches and pick my offensive coordinator's brain so I know exactly what I need to do to attack this defense, and I get ball first.
A strong tackle and wrap up from the junior.
Well, great job there by the defense because they weren't able to get him sacked right away, but you saw the coverage in the back end. Nowhere for the quarterback to throw the football. Didn't get the sack, obviously. You don't get the negative play, but you also don't give up a big one. You're feeling pretty good about where you are right now in this drive.
Gonna let it fly. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's 4th down.
Really nice play by the defender, being in a good position for that deep ball down the field, not letting the receiver put his big body on him, go up over top. The only thing that could have been better is that they...
And they get to him and sack the quarterback, and they'll stop the drive on down. Offense getting set for 1st down. Use the play fake, now to throw. Starting to feel a little pressure. Quarterback tried to scramble around for a while, but the defense able to bring him down.
And I think this team knew going into halftime trailing, their defense was going to have to step up here in the second half. And on the very first play of the third quarter, they get a sack. That is good news for this defense.
They bring him down, but a solid pickup to put them in position to pick up a 1st down.
Keep pounding away at this defense and make them play the run. If you can get this many a chunk, they're going to have to commit more guys to the box, more guys to the run. Then you open it up for the passing.
Looking to buy time. finishes the run with the slide.
Great job rallying to the football by this defense. Third down, QB's trying to extend the play, but great team speed on defense, now setting up fourth.
It is good.
How great is it to know that if you can get the ball down somewhere close to the 40-yard line on your opponent's side of the field, you're walking away with at least 3 points because this dude is automatic.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. And the ball is loose on the return. And the defense jumps on it, and they get that turnover. Utah has it back on the offense coming onto the field. Always good to get points on a drive, David, but chip shot field goals can leave you a little empty.
And I think it's great to get points, but the great teams get tough.
And he's on his way. He'll go all the way. Touchdown, Utes! They are seizing control and taking away hope as they push out the lead in this Week 8 showdown. Worked on the touchdown. Might as well do the same thing on the 2-point conversion. He gets all 8 points on that trip. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. From back of the end zone, he'll bring it out. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. The Bearcat offense ready to go back to work. Trailing now by 17, David. This is an opportunity that they need to answer.
And down by 17, it's not panic mode yet. Like, I know we just gave up some points and our defense hasn't played great. I think this offense can still be who they are and stay consistent.
No doubt, lots of football to go, but you do get the feeling this is the time of game where, you know, it could get bad. If you don't score and all of a sudden they get the ball back, they take it down the field and put some points up, this thing might be over. So absolutely, this quarterback, he wants to drive this offense down the field and at least put something on.
Second down coming up. He's looking to throw, trying to get to it. He'll be stopped at the 41, but give him 10 on that play.
It's so nice to be an offense on second down in short yardage situations. Why? I can take shots. If I want to, I can just act like I'm going to run to try to get the first down, take a deep shot down the field. I can run the football. The whole playbook is open to my disposal.
They make the stop right there. Good pickup, but still short of the first down.
I love playing man-to-man defense, and I love getting up in your kitchen and jamming you at the line of scrimmage, but it's really hard when they start running these crossing routes and drags and ends because now I'm in chase mode, and the QB has a little bit of space a lot of times, and those fast guys can create some separation and get a first down like they did there.
And this offense can ill afford to come up empty on this drive, already trailing by multiple possessions. Nifty little scamper on this one. Enough for the first down, and he slides in safely. The Bearcats moving quickly to the line.
You know, QBs want to make those big plays. They want to put up the big stats. But when nothing's there, sometimes you just tuck the ball, get a minimal gain. I like the slide, by the way, too. Get down and don't take a big hit.
They make the stop, but what a job on the scramble to get loose and pick up that first down. The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. Fires toward the end zone. And he's got it! Touchdown, Cincinnati! How about that quarterback taking the shot downfield and delivering to the wide-open receiver?
I love this quarterback, Bruce, because he's aggressive. He wants to take shots. He's looking for every opportunity to show off that cannon and that arm talent. He showed it to all of us right there.
Almost ready to kick it away after scoring the touchdown.
38, Cincinnati, 28.
On the move from inside his 5. And the returner could find no daylight. He goes down. The Utah offense returns ready to go back on the attack. And David, how they would love to stick it in the end zone one more time after that last drive.
And once you get the defense on their heels and you back them off a little bit, you get in a little bit of rhythm, it's really hard to stop, Jesse, and they're going to try to do it again right here.
And if you're this play caller, you're loving what's happening right now because everything you dialed up on that last drive ended up working out. You're just looking at your play sheet. Everything you're picking is working. Let's see if they can pull it off again here.
Knocked down at the 26 after ripping off 10 there. Setting up for a 1st and 10 from the 26. They'll try the run. Defense in the right spot. They stop him after a gain of 2 to the 28. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Now they'll try the right side. Gets it out to the 38-yard line after picking up 10 on that one. And the Utes are on the move. Going to the running game. Creating some space, getting just enough good blocking. They've got it up to the 47-yard line. The big pickup on first down leaves them with 2nd and 1. Moving the running back, trying to get the D to tip its hand. Strikes the blow. And he froze that defender. He thought he was going to pitch it, kept it himself, and turned it into a big play. The Utes will snap it on 1st and 10. Looking to move it through the air. Moves away as he feels pressure. He's going to run it. They'll wrap him up, and he didn't find the same kind of running room this time as he did on the previous play. Offense about to reel off its 7th play of the drive. Softened him up with a run, now to throw. And the quarterback was trying to extend the play, and the defense brought it to a close. Isn't the play-action fake supposed to make those guys take a half a beat before they come and destroy the quarterback?
Yes, trying to slow him down as much as possible, but it's predicated.
And the ball squirted out. Defense just cradling that fumble and securing it.
Fumbles are great when you force them, and you're always thinking about as a defensive player. But, man, when the weather conditions start to come down, it starts to rain, and you know that ball's a little bit slick, and you know more runs are coming, you really try to get to that football. Nice job getting the football out, falling on top of it, forcing the turnover.
Here comes the Cincinnati offense back on the field. There's certainly still a hill to climb, but they've got to make sure these drives pay off. Got a touchdown last time. Can they back it up here?
Well, and it's amazing in a football game how sometimes they'll surprise you with what you do. Once you get settled and you realize what's going on, now I'm comfortable with it. Jesse, this offense looked comfortable on its last drive.
They sure did. It looked like they started to find some momentum. So now it's on this defense to stop that, all right? You're a little bit upset based on what just happened the previous drive. You've got to bow up again and go back to what was working earlier in this game.
From the gun. Quarterback strolling away from heat. Takes a shot as he lets it go. Snatches it on the right. Dragged down to the turf, but not before getting the first down.
Man, if I'm a defense, I got to find a way to get some more pressure on the quarterback or disrupt their timing and their rhythm. I can't give them these big chunk plays through the air. I got to be maybe a little bit more aggressive or do something a little bit different.
Across the 25, he's got room. And excellent vision to find running room there and make a really good pickup before the defense put a stop to it. Just outside the red zone, 1st and 10 from the 21. Right back to the well. And how about the efficiency on that one? It'll bring up 2nd and 4.
It's the MO of this offense, and it really put a lot on the offensive line to go out and really try and establish their dominance and their assertiveness, and they've done a good job of that early in this game, running the football.
Fights his way ahead. They get him down after a pickup of 3. They'll mark it at the 12. They're trying to get to it. Touchdown, Bearcats! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
It's a phenomenal effort on 3rd down by the QB, but how about the blocking? When that play broke down, look at the receivers running routes. They all of a sudden turned around, and they went and got some blocks to help out their QB. You got to love that.
And he makes the extra point. About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. On the run from inside his own 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Utah has it back on the offense coming onto the field. After that last drive, he came back to the sideline, and the coach probably said, "You dropped it? You didn't pick it up? Come Come on, get on the ball, David.
No, that's not what he said. He said, you're doing a great job. Just keep your head up. Oh, yeah, he got blasted. You got to hold on to the football, Palmer. Turnovers decide games. Those are big plays.
It's tough on him, too, because he knows he let his offense down on that last drive. So you know that guy's eager and anxious to come out here and make a play.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Off play action. Well, the quarterback can make a big play when he starts moving around. And he avoids the hit and slides after the short gain.
Welcome to the frustrating reality of college football. Like, the guy at the quarterback spot, he can just do that. Pull it down, get positive yards, makes the defense have to account for him every single play.
Trying to move the sticks on 3rd down through the air. The receiver was doubled, and they picked it off. And a big return after the INT sets up the offense for this possession.
What a nice play by the DB there. When that rain starts coming down, the ball gets a little bit heavier. The quarterback throws the ball a little bit lighter. DBs can take advantage sometimes of some underthrown balls, go out and make some big plays.
Just enough time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. Looks as if they didn't get it off in time. It'll be a delay of game. Offense took a little bit too much time at the line there. And the offense suddenly with an opportunity it couldn't have expected with a 1st and goal after the pick. Handoff from the gun. He can't corral the pitch. The ball's on the ground. Guys, that's the end of the quarter, and Utah has the lead here. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. They'll try to open the quarter by cashing in on this big opportunity deep in the red zone. He wants to pass it on 2nd down. Still on his feet. And the pressure gets there. And down he goes at the 18.
The offense right now is moving in the wrong direction. They weren't able to get a touchdown on that 1st down play. Now giving up a negative play on 2nd down. You got to be very careful about this 3rd down play call.
On 3rd and long, doesn't need to take the check down. And it's incomplete despite some serious arm strength shown there. So now we'll line up for one of the biggest kicks of this game. And he'll try to knock it through from the right hash and 35 yards out. Not a chance. Missed it. And after the miss, they're still down by a field goal. The Utah offense returns ready to go back on the attack. Mistakes are going to happen, as they did on that last drive. Now, how will they respond, Jesse?
And this is the kind of guy who's going to take full accountability. That was my bad. That's on me. I'm about to lead this offense now down the field to score some points.
Dang, Palmer, I wish I'd have played with you. I didn't play with many quarterbacks that were just like, yeah, my bad. Hey, guys, I got this. Sorry about that. It was more, you should have ran a better route.
And they got him for the sack.
Brings up 2nd down.
They gave up the sack on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 11. One man in the backfield, and he gets it. Good pickup on the ground, and they'll mark him down at the 39. Now on 3rd down after that run. Fast motion from the offense. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. Swings it out to his running back. He ended up losing yardage on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. And the Utes decide to punt it away. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. A high kick. Let's see if he can pin them back deep in their own end. He's got great speed. Tries to find a little more running room on that return, but he'll be stopped at the 36. The Bearcat offense ready to go back to work. Looking for a productive play on 1st down. He wants to throw. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. And he got a hand in there, knocks it away, incomplete.
Zone coverage that time, and the cornerback, a nice job with his eyes. He's watching the quarterback. He sees the ball thrown, so he knows exactly when to break on it. He's able to break it up for an incompletion.
Trying to make magic on the scramble.
Well, you're making a positive out of a negative. And that time, quarterback, nice job, buying time. He's trying to throw the football downfield, nothing there. So instead of throwing it away and getting the incomplete, just get what you can get and make this next down more manageable.
Just a short pass to the tight end. He just didn't have a chance to get loose and make his way to that first down marker.
I think fans get upset sometimes, like run your route past the sticks so we get the first down, but nice job by the defense understanding where the sticks were and forcing the fourth down.
On fourth down, trying to find his man. Makes the grab, and it's plenty for the first down. And not much of a fourth down gamble when it's that much of a sure thing, an easy conversion for this offense. Sometimes we don't give enough credit to a receiver knowing exactly where he needs to be on the field, and they pick up the first down there.
Yeah, and you've got to give the receiver credit, obviously knowing where that is, but the defender needs to know where it is too. Where is he trying to get? That ball's going to come out quick. He didn't really understand where the sticks were, and because of that, he gives up the first down. You can just be a little bit more aware as a defensive guy.
Second and 10, he'll throw again. And the quarterback bought some time, but not enough. Down he goes with the sack.
You got to give the defense tons of credit because we know how much speed this quarterback has. That time you saw the pursuit. They were able to bring him down for a big loss on the sack.
Pressure coming. And he was drilled just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
And the quarterback gets hit again. We already know this defense has gotten home to him multiple times in this game. So here you are, you're trailing in the game. Defense knows you're going to throw it. They're pinning their ears back. You can't feel very confident.
Going over the top. Can't find his man. The offense lining up for a first down play. They'll keep it on the ground, trying to milk the clock. He put... Across the 50 into the 46-yard line. It'll be first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Caught in the backfield, it's Graves. And that's a very productive first down play and bringing up 2nd and 3.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly. That's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm.
And they'll finally catch up to him, but not before a big chunk of yardage is picked up. The Utes will line it up on 1st and 10. Motion by the back forces the defense to adjust. Going for 6. Can't make the grab as he was looking for his man right at the goal line.
Well, tip your hat to the defense getting that incompletion because that hasn't happened often for this guy. Completed over 70% of his throws last week. He's doing it again in this game. Can the defense continue to mix things up? See if they can maybe confuse this QB.
Quarterback now breaking the field. And he can't find a receiver, and down he goes. Ooh, that linebacker sacked that quarterback, and he was on him quicker than a hiccup.
Yeah, and you see quarterbacks back there pointing and telling the offensive line who to block, and, well, it didn't work, okay? He was not prepared for that. He comes scot-free.
And it's picked off. That's the turnover they desperately needed. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception.
Well, this offense is trying to ice the game. They've got the lead here in the fourth quarter, but it's only by one possession, so you got to be so careful with your decision-making. And that was not a good one by the quarterback. They now turn it over, and they better hope their defense can play well in a sudden change situation.
Ever since they invented the forward pass, the tight ends have been running the drag and getting the first down.
I think it's because the tight ends is so much versatility. You know, they can block and stay in the formation, or they can release and come out. But either way, if the quarterback's patient, most of the time, that drag route's going to come over.
We've reached the 2-minute warning, and the defense needs to come up with a stop to close this thing out. This offense has a second down play. From the gun, running back on the move. Made a defender miss. They make the stop, but this running game moves the chains as they get the first down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. From the 47-yard line on 1st and 10. He's looking to throw it. He rifles one deep down the right side. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it. The incomplete pass leaves him with second down. He's looking to throw. Going to try to get it himself. He found a little opening and got loose. They couldn't stop him in the backfield, so a solid pickup there. Big third down as the crowd gets behind this defense. Got his man quickly. And they knocked him down, but he got past the line to gain.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown, but that was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on third down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting through his progression.
From the 30-yard line on 1st down. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. Just a solid stop by this sophomore. Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. He's looking to throw. Pocket starts to collapse. He'll try to do it himself. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. They immediately call timeout, trying to preserve every second they can to try to rally here late. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have held on. And now on 4th down, they will put it on the shoulders of the kicker to save them with his foot. Oh, he missed it. No good. And after the miss, they're still down by a field goal.
Look, it's sloppy out here. It's wet. The ball is slick. It's not easy to kick in these types of conditions. That's now his 2nd missed field goal, but I know this kicker's disappointed in himself because he's good enough to make these kicks.
Still running at the 40. And he's brought down at the 40-yard line, and that'll be a 1st down. Calling a timeout here, you have to avoid making a mistake in this situation. And the quarterback will just drop to a knee. Well, points weren't the issue, guys, but they couldn't string together enough stops to get the victory.
Yeah, good news, bad news scenario, I guess. Good news is you're going to score. This offense looks like they can be explosive and they can light up the scoreboard. Bad news, though, David, they've got a lot to clean up on the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah, and welcome to college football nowadays, right? This is how it works, a ton of points. Defenses learn as you go, but you got to get better. You got to force some turnovers, create those negative plays. Just can't give up so many points.
That's